Zodiac signs that can heal with words. A gift from heaven. There are people whose words are more powerful than medicine. Their phrases penetrate deep into the soul, relieve pain, and restore peace and faith. They are not magicians or healers. Their gift comes from within, as if heaven itself had touched their lips. A single sentence spoken by them can change the course of thought, heal a heart that has long been silent with pain. This is not just kindness or empathy. It is a power that not everyone can comprehend. It manifests itself in silence, in a word spoken at the right time, in the ability to speak in such a way that even another person's soul begins to shine. And among all the signs of the zodiac, there are those who have received this divine gift, to heal with words, without touching with their hands. Stay with me until the end of this video, and you will find out which signs are capable of restoring people's strength to live. Subscribe so you don't miss the next discoveries, because maybe this gift is yours. The first sign is Capricorn. There are people who speak, and everything around them becomes quiet. They do not need to be blessed or elevated to the status of prophets, because they already possess a power that cannot be bought or learned. Capricorn has a way with words that awakens inner order in those who hear them. Their phrases are not embellished with sweet promises. They are hard as stone. But that is why they heal deeper than any soft words of sympathy. Where there is chaos, panic, pain, and loss of meaning, Capricorn utters a few sentences, and everything falls into place. His speech does not warm, but stabilizes. It is a gift to help people not drown in emotions, but become stronger through truth. Capricorn heals with words through logic, clarity, and inner strength. His intonation is calm, but in every sound there is a sense of support, like in an old mountain that has seen centuries. When someone close to them loses faith, Capricorns are not quick to pity them. They force the person to look at themselves without embellishment. It hurts, but it is this pain that becomes the first step to healing. They put everything in order, dissect doubts like a complex formula, and show where the mistake lies. After talking to them, clarity appears in the heart, as if someone had opened a window in a stuffy room. This sign has a special intonation. There is no verbiage in it. Every word of Capricorn is as precise as a scalpel that cuts through fear and confusion. People often do not understand why, after a seemingly harsh conversation with him, their anxiety suddenly disappears. But this is his gift, to cut away the excess and leave only the truth. And in this truth, it becomes easier to breathe. Capricorn does not seek to save. He restores inner strength. His power lies in responsibility. He can heal even with silence when he just looks and says, "You know what to do," because he really knows. His presence disciplines thoughts and calms the heart. People who come to Capricorn broken often leave with a new sense of inner strength, something that cannot be broken. Capricorn's word is structure. He creates phrases that hold, like the architecture of a temple. And even if his voice seems cold, in reality it carries a different kind of love in the form of responsibility. His gift is not to promise, but to build, not to comfort, but to strengthen. Capricorn is a doctor of reality. He shows that the world is not against you. You just need to learn to stand up straight. And when people realize this, they begin to heal themselves. His words have a gravity that brings you back to your body, to life, to a direction where everything becomes real. And that's why even one conversation with Capricorn can replace years of searching for support. Because his strength lies in the truth, spoken without fear. This is a gift from heaven, not softness, but wise firmness that brings a person back to themselves. The second sign is Gemini. Their words are like air filled with light. Gemini do not heal with silence. They heal with the movement of thought, the lightness of phrase, the feeling that even in the most difficult moments of life, one can breathe. They speak, and a person begins to see options where there seemed to be a dead end. This is not magic, it is a special mental architecture. Gemini are able to find the right word among 1,000 unnecessary ones. When someone nearby is lost in despair, Gemini do not cry or press for pity. They change the tone of the conversation. Instead of "everything is bad," they gently throw in a phrase that turns the world upside down. What if you look at it differently? Their voice is light, but it has a strange power, the ability to break closed circles of thinking. After communicating with them, even the burden of the problem seems less hopeless. The words of Gemini are a breath of fresh air. They heal through communication, through the ability to explain complex things simply, through jokes that do not humiliate, but teach you to smile at life again. When a person has lost faith, they restore it through conversation, in which every word becomes a bridge between fear and hope. Their gift is not to convince, but to awaken curiosity about life. Gemini carry within them a language that reboots consciousness. Their intonation is a melody of trust. People often don't even notice how they begin to breathe more deeply during a conversation, how they let go of resentment, how they realize that everything can still be changed. They don't teach or moralize. They simply allow you to see more broadly. And this ability to see more broadly heals more powerfully than any advice. Gemini feel when words can hurt and when they can revive. Their gift lies in the precision of language, but not in strictness, but in flexibility. They speak in such a way that everyone hears exactly what they need to hear. Their voice is like a breath of wind after a storm. Light, but enough to clear the air of heavy thoughts. These people are able to support others, even when they themselves are tired. Their strength lies in their natural ability to empathize through words. They know how to say things in such a way that a person stops feeling sorry for themselves and starts taking action. Sometimes it's just a phrase thrown in between the lines, but it hits the heart. Gemini heal not with promises, but with direction. Their words bring back laughter, clarity, and faith in a new day. And even if there is darkness around, it is always brighter next to them, because they remind us that movement is life, and life is always worth continuing. The third sign is Leo. When Leo speaks, it seems as if his words take the form of flames. His speech is not just sounds, it is energy that awakens dignity. In Leo's presence, people begin to remember who they are. He does not heal with tenderness, he heals with strength. His words burn away weakness, indifference, and hopelessness. But after this flash, a new confidence remains in the heart, one that makes you raise your head and stand up straight again. Leo has the ability to speak directly without embellishment, but with a warmth that pushes you to action. His voice is like a ray of sunshine cutting through the darkness. When he speaks, it feels like something stronger than fear is igniting inside you. His words make you believe in your own strength, even if yesterday you considered yourself worthless. Leo's strength lies in his ability to see the potential in everyone that they themselves have rejected. His words are a mirror in which you see not weakness, but opportunity. He heals with pride, but not the kind that is arrogant, but the kind that restores self-respect. Where others pity, Leo ignites the spirit. He does not allow you to drown in self-pity, because he knows that pity does not heal, but makes you weaker. His words teach you to fight, to breathe deeply, not to beg for mercy from life, but to take what is yours. When a person is discouraged, Leo does not say, "Everything will be fine." He says, "You will do it because you can." And it is in this simplicity that faith is born. His words create a space for action, a space where weakness has no power. Leo speaks like a commander, but with a heart full of warmth. His phrases are often short, but they carry such energy that the soul begins to breathe at full strength. Lev heals through confidence. His presence is therapy in itself. He empowers everyone around him because he radiates the feeling that the world is not an enemy, but a field for victory. And even if you fall, he will find the words to lift you up. Not words of comfort, but words of fire. The rhythm of life lives in his voice. It is a language that leaves no one indifferent. His phrases uplift like music that awakens the blood. Leo does not seek praise because he knows that true help is not pity, but the awakening of strength. And so his word is a gift from heaven, a fire that does not burn, but purifies. People who have been touched by his voice remember this moment forever, because after Lev, it is impossible to return to darkness. He has taught us to see the light within ourselves. The fourth sign is Virgo. There is a power in Virgo's voice that no science can explain. When she speaks, the world seems to stop and listen. Her words don't just sound, they touch invisible strings inside a person, like music you hear with your heart. Every intonation has balance, precision, softness, and insight that is more powerful than any medicine. Her speech is not for entertainment or empty conversation. She has the rare ability to imbue every phrase with meaning that works like a healing code. People around her do not notice how the pain recedes, how the anxiety subsides, how calmness appears inside. Virgo heals with words, not because she wants to be a savior, but because she cannot do otherwise. She feels illness not with her body, but at the level of emotional nuances, voice fluctuations, and small pauses between words. It takes her just a moment to recognize where a person is broken, and that is where she directs her speech, pure, restrained, precise. This is not philosophy or methodology. It is a natural discipline of the soul, capable of hearing the silence between words. Her advice is always brief, without pathos, but so accurate that it gets to the heart of the matter. She does not speak much, because she knows that an extra word can destroy harmony. Her treatment is always subtle, through conversation, everyday phrases, through the right wording that restores a person's self-confidence. She senses when a person needs to remain silent, and when to put tenderness into words that take away the pain. When Virgo speaks, the space around her seems to be cleansed. She possesses a rare linguistic intuition, the ability to choose not only the word, but also its temperature. Her voice can be cool when it is necessary to calm anger, or warm when it is necessary to soothe the heart. She speaks little, but each sentence is a medicine created from logic, intellect, and inner tenderness. Her strength lies in her observation skills. She notices how words affect people and builds an invisible recipe from this. Her speech has structure, precision, and syntax that seems to put everything in its place. A person who is confused by their own fears suddenly begins to understand that there is a way out. And all this is thanks to Virgo's words, which do not pressure or persuade, but simply open the way to balance. Virgo never heals publicly. She does not demand gratitude because her gift works only in silence when words touch the finest threads of the soul. Her speech is a tool for restoring logic where chaos reigns. She knows how to say exactly what is needed for a person to remember who they are. Virgo's strongest weapon is not emotion, but clarity. She cuts through pain with the cold blade of understanding. At moments when others are silent or confused in their sympathy, Virgo utters a short phrase, and the person feels something change in their heart. Her words are therapy for those who have lost faith in the logic of life. She does not heal the soul with fairy tales, but brings it back to reality, to confidence, to breathing. Her speech is like the breath of nature after rain, pure, meaningful, restorative. She can say, "Everything is fine, you're doing fine." And these two sentences will lift the weight off your shoulders more than dozens of psychological sessions. There is no metaphysics in her words, only truth expressed with respect. And that is why this truth heals. When Virgo speaks, even illnesses seem to stop in their tracks. Her logical energy curbs panic, and her structured thinking creates order in the mind of her interlocutor. She may say things that people don't want to hear, but it is always the right dose of truth that changes lives. Virgo is a voice that restores the inner architecture of the soul. Her gift is not loud or spectacular, but it is always genuine. And when she says even the simplest, "Everything will pass," it seems that this is exactly what will happen. Because her words are not just sounds, but actions. And these actions are healing. The fifth sign is Pisces. There are people whose speech comes not from the mind, but from the depths of the heart. Pisces are just like that. Their words seem to come from where compassion is born. They do not search for the right words. Everything comes out naturally, gently, but so accurately that it touches the very essence of human pain. They do not just speak. They feel how their words touch another person's soul, how they enter the cracks of the heart and begin to shine there. Pisces have an amazing gift for sensing the state of others without explanation. They don't need to listen to long stories. They hear pain in silence, in a glance, in an uncertain sigh. And that is why their words are always accurate. They do not make diagnoses or give advice that smacks of morality. They simply speak in such a way that a person ceases to be afraid. Their speech is as gentle as the touch of warm water. It envelops, softens, and calms. Pisces know how to talk about even the most difficult things in a way that gives birth to hope in the heart. Their phrases are short but full of meaning. They always have compassion without pity, care without control, and faith without demands. They do not raise their voices, because the power of their influence lies not in volume, but in depth. Pisces have a natural sense of the rhythm of human emotions. They sense when to remain silent and when to say just one word that will change everything. Their speech does not persuade, it relieves tension. People around them begin to breathe more freely, speak more sincerely, and live more easily. Sometimes they can simply say, "I understand you," and that is enough to heal a crack in the heart. Pisces have a rare ability to speak in a language that everyone understands. They transform complex emotions into simple phrases that penetrate the soul. Their words are not mental constructs, but energetic impulses filled with warmth. They do not try to be wise, but their sincerity becomes the wisest response to pain. Pisces heal with words because they themselves have been hurt many times. Their sensitivity is not a weakness, but a source of strength. They know how it hurts, and therefore they speak in a way that does not cause pain. Their words are like a prayer without religion, support without pathos, love without confessions. They do not seek to convince. They are simply present in their words. And this presence lifts the burden from the soul. People around them feel that they are accepted completely, without judgment. And then healing begins on its own. Their voice has a strange property. It remains in the memory. Even after the conversation, Pisces phrases linger in the mind, calming and guiding. It is not hypnosis or influence. It is a gentle touch of humanity that is unforgettable. Pisces do not teach or lecture. They tell the story of another person's soul in their own words. Their intonation is like a wave that washes away fatigue. They are not afraid of silence because they know that sometimes the silence between words heals more than speech. Their strength lies in compassion that does not oppress. They do not ask why questions or look for someone to blame. They simply say, "I am here." And therein lies the magic of their words. Pisces are the voice of tenderness that brings light back to the eyes. Their words connect a person with their own soul, and when they speak, it seems that even the darkness becomes a little lighter. Because the words spoken by Pisces are always about life that continues, even after the deepest pain.